Since 1947, the World Affairs Council has become the preeminent global stage for world leaders and the public to inform, engage, and debate the most important issues of our time. It's your world. Get to know it.
What can you hear about North Korea that you haven't heard 1,000 times before? Really only the most important thing, which is what do the North Koreans think and how do they see themselves in the world around them? I'd like to start with an analogy. Let's imagine that the house next door to where you live has been empty for some time, and finally somebody has come to move into it, and you look out your window and you see them unloading assault weapons, I don't know, grenade launchers as well, bazookas, you name it. Now, this is America, so it's probably all perfectly legal. But as you lie awake at night, having put your house on the market, you're probably asking yourself certain things. And I don't think you're asking yourself what kind of cognac that man drinks, or who's going to inherit the house after he dies. And I don't think you're all that interested in how many calories his kids are getting every day. You're probably more interested in what he thinks, how he sees himself, what he's teaching his kids. And this is why I find it so baffling that in the United States, although we fought one war with the North Koreans, losing 54,000 people in the process, and although we came very close to fighting another war in 1993 and 1994, and although we've been locked in this increasingly dangerous nuclear standoff with the North Koreans, we still are not interested in what ideology they have and why they're doing all this. And in the meantime, we're sort of compulsively accumulating hard facts, and then we wonder why we still don't understand this country. It's almost as if we didn't know that Iran was an Islamic country. It really wouldn't matter how much intelligence we were able to gather about Iran. Its behavior would still baffle us, and this is the problem that we have in North Korea. And as you can see here from this picture, the focus is not on Kim Il-sung's eyes, which you can't really make out very well in this picture. The focus is on his bosom, or his pum, to use the Korean word. If you read North Korean poetry, the poets are often talking about the desire to rest their faces against this expansive chest and be enveloped in the parental leader's embrace. Here's another example. This is what Stalin does at night. He gets ready to teach the people the next day. And that's what Kim Il-sung does late at night. I showed this slide to one of my classes in South Korea, and a kid at the back of the class said, maybe he's taking the coat off. But he's not. Kim Jong Il as well, even when he's depicted in military uniform, he comes across more as a sort of Salvation Army matron. He looks very feminine. And in photographs, he looks like a South Korean housewife or an ajumma. And here, of course, you have him with his expansive breast as well that soldiers want to lay their faces against. And we tend to think that this personality cult is so absurd because he doesn't look like our idea of a general. You say general to an American and we think MacArthur and Eisenhower. We think people don't look at all like this. But actually, this image exerts a strong psychological appeal on the people of North Korea. Now, just to make clear that I'm not actually reading anything into these pictures, because North Korean propaganda is not subtle. When they want to make a point, they come right out and say it. So they do say, literally, 우리의 위대한 어머니, Kim Jong Il 장군님, our great mother, General Kim Jong Il. Okay. That's not all they call him, of course. They do call him on occasion father leader as well. But he's also being referred to as the parent increasingly. And always his maternal qualities are at the forefront. He's always described as traveling around military bases, worrying about whether the soldiers are warm enough, whether they're eating enough, and so on. He's not an educating figure. The party is also referred to quite literally as the mother party. And this is the attitude that is expected of North Korean citizens. I cry out forever in the voice of a child, mother, I can't live without mother. Okay. One of the signs that's often held up during parades is we cannot live away from his breast, him being Kim Jong Il. So the symbolism really could not be more explicit.